Don't have heroes. Neil Gaiman is providing us with yet another textbook example of the importance of this lesson. And it's important to note no person is without flaws. So the mere discovery of a person's flaws isn't sufficient reason to, for lack of a better term, cancel them. But with Neil Gaiman, he's someone whose work I've greatly admired. Discovering Sandman in the early 1990s was a transformational experience for me, and works like American Gods, Norse mythology are among my all-time favorites. And I never assumed he was perfect. His breaking of COVID protocols back in 2020 for his own benefit is an example of a flaw that I could perhaps live with. However, he has, at best, abused power dynamics with his employees for sex, apparently in front of his young son, and at worst, very credibly been accused of SA. That first was sufficient for me to stop purchasing any of his works. That brings to mind the idea of separating the art from the artist. Flawed, even horrible people can produce amazing creations, but we as consumers have decisions to make about supporting them. For me as a consumer, the question I ask is, will my purchase benefit this person or their abominable views? And it's the dividing line I take with people like H.P. Lovecraft, whose creations I admire, but whose views I find abhorrent. Thankfully, there's so many in marginalized communities who've used Lovecraft's ideas as springboards for their own creations. And Lovecraft is long dead. Gaiman is still alive, so my purchasing his work or boosting it benefits him. Moreover, he's clearly used his money and fame to prey on women. For me, that's an important distinction. I will in no way help him do this. And if I can damage his fame or his purse in the slightest to make it more difficult for him to do so, I will.